All right, a report about a Z9 helicopter crash now on the 6th of August 2025 no a Asante region, Adansi district no. Finally, Ghana Armed Forces together with the Ghana Army at the reports about incidents no at the Abeto Abonte. So na captain Paul Fojo and so the details about incidents no Abeto Abonte at the Ghana Forces say the omanyo omo ho entiase. Nisi aha Authentic Plus Studios. Make sure so be like, you be subscribe, we are now share ama fofo so enya bi ahwe. Enti ene finance minister ato force na chese osaye acting defense minister edin se bi beto abonte a oche mu se ono together with IGP and afenso no chief of staff the report about helicopter crash no akọ present ama His Excellency John Domini Mahama chese enche bia no the report known to the public. Enti anche ana chese Jubilee House one omo set cameras bibia ana chese openia or that team nano Captain Paul Fojo the details about the nisi Emma helicopter no crash here.
The investigation determined that the accident was caused by the sudden loss of altitude and lift due to downdraft. This loss of altitude without change in power or pitch altitude is consistent with downdraft associated with changing environmental conditions over high terrain. In our findings also, we said there's limited national navigational capacity, a capability for en route and remote area weather services. We also looked at training and realized that the Air Force doesn't have much simulator training. We looked at flight monitoring and realized that there was no flight data monitoring also taking place. For flight following and tracking of aircrafts, we realized that it was also not there. There's no secondary surveillance radar, no automatic dependent surveillance broadcasts, or any other real-time tracking of aircraft. Our safety recommendations. There is a definite need to modernize the fleet.
Now, in fact, almost 30, 4 reasons, and I see 4 causes. Just say a helicopter no crash here. First one, no, or say advise weather conditions. In fact, almost in fact, now weather no in fact nenye kra en kankan Kumase ediko brofiye dru ehonom no. In fact, now weather no enye. Eno create a safety environment. Just say nam so helicopter no etimi crash here. And a second one, ochemwa lack of weather information. Now, in fact, ochemwa hano or say in fact information about weather no amfa pilot no answer crampona like OD party. It's hano say there was no formal weather updates or flight route information provided to the pilot before departure. It's just hano almost sorry after say omo organizing investigation about a aircraft no mu say bibia da na kwemu no na che say omo won enti ko say onko na che say onko to plane no say bia information about whether na say ahana mo be fa no whether no be senti mo de mo change route na mo fa ni say da bi obia ntimi ambo mama nesa enti honom no ni nyina aka ho na che say helicopter no etimi crash here. And a third one no or say downdraft and environmental factors. In fact, ahano kwampo no ahana the main key points no omu ahano almost say helicopter no the crash no lack of latitude and our friends no downdraft no say break it down akoye say downward movement bi say enam helicopter na say na sa name sometimes say see a etimi pulley helicopter no down e ma say uplift anka e wo say nya no etimi nya e ba no sa na helicopter no lose control to the extent say pilot no kwampo no ontimi nya daje or lose control over the pilot over the helicopter just say ontimi enya hwe ba no sanso dia na che helicopter no crash na che say ebe crash and afensu no limited navigational aids ahano ochemo or say there were no ground based navigational aid or real time tracking system entino in fact na oba Ghana has na so it means say oba Ghana has na oko Air Force no mu a omuni monitoring system bia e monitor say bia say omo aircraft eko baby a say bi ometime say okay aircraft no enam ha say omuni tracker ebo helicopter no a ometime track baby a plane edu enti say okoba ne say omo plane anase bia aircraft ayira krampo na age say bia omo tu bata na omo akọ no omo akọ baby a omo ahwehwe no omo akọ baby a helicopter no eko lande ye enya sa pa dia na chese no ano no and a fourth one no or say aircraft limitations through the helicopter was airworthy no then American okay and a fourth one or say aircraft limitations even though say after some investigation or more inspection or who say aircraft no bibia edana kwam krampo no still na aircraft no lack some petty things bianca at least say bianca sane mani nyina e wo hono ma anka yade a ebianca anka nye omu nyina na chese be we bianca ombetimi asave bi but esiane say sane ma no eni ho nti no eno ne nam so e ma chese helicopter no etimi crash ya omentimi anya a single so enti hanom e na chese Captain Paul Fojo echimu ka say what is a Ghana phone bi e ka say and a pilot no kwampo no three helicopter no like oni any experience bi anase bi a onye well trained ono se na entisa na captain no kwampo no pilot na o three plane no ono ne rank na owo no ne rank no cat C pilot na in fact say oba Air Force mu a among all the ranks no cat C pilot and the highest rank at say udu ono ma it means that wo de ubetimi atwimpani for dignitaries obi bia say oye penny pie was so chino ubetimi echino nti enye say bia omosori keke na che somebody share nsa say onko nu nkochi.
Within the Ghana Air Force, he was recategorized in March 2025 as a Cat C pilot, that is a pilot qualified to be a captain on the helicopter, the Z9 helicopter, and he had a green instrument rating. In the Air Force, they have gradings for pilots, categories for pilots from A to D. D being, depends on what you call high and low, D being for the initial, sort of, and then you go all the way to A. It's interesting to note that for quite a while, and as at now in the Air Force, the highest category is Cat C. So the pilot was totally competent to be flying this plane.
And after compunson, and yes, say bia na helicopter no, na like a new good shape, no good shape, but then na a lucky some petty things. And I think some of you are petty things. No, they have no other choice than to take measures. Say anka was say automatic or mine manual. Enti manual na say omudi etri plane.
The aircraft was in a good condition to fly and met all safety requirements. The investigation has recommended strongly for aircraft with these additional safety enhancements to be acquired immediately for the Air Force.
At this moment, the Ghana a new aircraft because some old ones some depending on the old ones and the next time it won't be only 6 people and I say 7. It will be many. Yentimi enkai nti ebe yanka buy no ekwan bia se bia sa wode wo ho na se betimi ato aircraft a omo make sure say ombeto no enimanu ya se na ebe ya omo so no omo be hu sani a omo be manage no aha authentic plus make sure so be like you be subscribe you and share ama fofo so enya bi ahwe